What's up, y'all? I really ain't seen y'all in a minute. But to get this break unpaused, or whatever you want to call it, I think the perfect video to get that done is a sketchbook tour. Because I done finished a whole new one now that I haven't been with y'all. So before we do that, we gotta get in the green.
Honestly, go. Can't say how I'm feeling inside. I wanna be sales, but got too much pride. I wanna be sales, but I really help. Don't really like help, but I tell you I tried. I did everything else but cry.
I hope y'all still mess with the intro. I still love it myself. Yeah, I did say this was gonna be a sketchbook tour, but I actually got a yap first. I apologize. I'm sorry. But remember, I ain't been here for a minute because I be doing school and stuff now. And I still technically have jobs to go to. Well, it's just one. But you get what I mean. I can't just pretend like I live in my own world all the time. Even though technically I do live in it all the time. But there is no buts actually. Let's get started. Hi guys. It's been a minute since I've opened up a sketchbook in front of y'all. Oh, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Anyway, I got some biology stickers on it because my biology teacher will give out like stickers for our Kahoots and stuff. I'm in community college, not high school. But it really does feel like high school. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, to start, we've got my usual insignia, the date that says July 28th, 2024. That's when I got this? Time has passed me by so fast now. But here's some drawings I made. These are just like King character concept sketches. It's like for a superhero that's supposed to be like his whole gimmick is that during the day he's like, broke, doesn't really know how he's living, and then like when he's asleep, his body is a secret crime fighter, So like when he fights crime, he's asleep. He does not know that this is a thing that's happening to him. And here's like some more, like I don't even know what I was gonna call him, but I figured he'd be like a pretty fun character because it's like, I imagine you're getting whooped by somebody in the dark, like on the streets of Gotham, like on some Batman type shit. But you're getting whooped, and then like whole time the dude's not talking back. You're like, bro, what's this man's problem? You can't be whooping me up and not even address me. But like that's his whole thing. He's a sleep fighter. He's a sleepwalking crime fighter, and I thought it'd be amazing. Read my comic E-King's a webtoon, by the way. I am working on it. Actually, look. I know I got my Spotify on, but bro, I actually have been working on E-Kings. It's just the new chapter is taking a lot more work. But y'all gonna see something good. I just hope you'll stick around with me long enough to see it flourish the way I want it to. But anyway, I'm actually still proud of this drawing. The fact that it holds up months later, I was in my bag with this. And it's a shame that like now, because like school and stuff, I don't have like the time to just sit at home and draw. Like if I was just going to work and not school, I probably would be a little more happy off. But school and work, it's never been for me. I'm trying. This was supposed to be like a hippo and some other stuff in the back, but it just didn't pan out well. So yeah, sometimes I just leave some of these unfinished. I know I shouldn't, but we all do it. Let's admit it. Now, for a lot of this notebook, I want to preface it by saying that you're probably either going to see a lot of storyboards, notes, or like schoolwork. Because at some point, I just started taking like math notes in here. Like a lot of this is E-King storyboard stuff. There was a whole plot of E-Kings I literally had to scrap. Don't ask what it was. This was the day I was hanging out with my sister and her boyfriend. Oh yeah, this is Henry. He's the one that makes like the he made my intro song. Yeah, y'all should listen to his music. I'm pretty sure I got a link to his Spotify like in my description, like in my YouTube video, so you can listen to his music there, along with my E-Kings webtoon link and my Instagram and Twitter links. Come on now, you know what to do. And while I have you here, you should subscribe and like the video. And how about you comment what got you into art? Maybe it was anime, maybe it was a family member, maybe therapy brought you to art. But let me know. But make sure you like and subscribe to the video. Turn on that bell so you know when I drop a video, because I'd be forgetting to tell y'all. Back to the video. Anyway, here's some more E-King sketches I did. I did one for Trey, Jay, Manager Man, Ricky, and Damani. But Damani's character, I still can't figure out how to fit in the story. So in like the main story of the comic that I have, Damani hasn't shown up, but he's in like 2, 3 of the shorts and like some character artworks. So like he does exist in the E-Kings universe. But I do want to kind of like explain that like I'm just now like forcing myself to learn anatomy. Especially I've started with the face now, because now that I'm having to draw character expressions and multiple angles of a face, I can't avoid the fact that I don't know how to draw it. That I don't truly fundamentally understand like the layers of a face, and that how these things kind of relate to one another in a drawing. I can't skip that. There's no skipping in art. You have to go straight through. There are no shortcuts, because you'll try to use a shortcut that somebody else made, and you'll realize there's a reason they built this for themselves. You have to build your own, literally. This is a character concept for a character in E-Kings that I have, Mansa. And his whole thing, well, he's already in the story. You can't take him from me. This is my IP. But let's tell you about him. Mansa's supposed to be like a stand-in for like the worst parts of greed in the black culture, and how like somebody like Mansa could be very successful and still not do anything for the community. Like, he has all this money. He managed to succeed in a city that has like high rates of unemployment and poverty, because E-Kings is kind of like a Afro-futuristic thing. It's like an exaggeration of our current time. And Mansa's supposed to be like an exaggeration of how we have past for us that could lead us forward, and yet sometimes that means leaving our own people behind. Or to get that power, it means leaving them behind. It's ill-gotten power. It's not right. And so Mansa's a man that has taken on someone else's name, someone else's mantle, to convince others that he's mighty, that he has power. But in the end, it's all ill-gotten. It's never his. So I think you'll like his character, and I hope that you read E-Kings. I promise you, I've been writing. A lot of it's been in my head or like in my phone notes. But the more I think on my story, the more excited I get to show it to you. But the technical process of drawing and writing is very laboring, I guess. Like that part is so boring. It's like, why can't I just imagine it and then project it to you mentally all day? Because I promise you, like the stuff that is in my head is not bull. Like, yeah, it looks a little off, but it looks better. And this was concepts for like the current situation my characters are in E-Kings. They're supposed to be like in an underground candy factory repurposed into like a sanctuary for the criminalized homeless. I wanted to kind of bring a little bit of light to that reality in our world, how homeless people are slowly being forced to. I wanted to talk about how it's getting to the point where homeless people as a class of people are being sort of pushed out of society. Laws are being passed that aren't blatantly discriminating against them specifically, but when you look at the clauses of them, it shows that it would discriminate against them especially, and it's made to be that way. I wanted E-Kings to be a sort of bad future that we as the workers' party have to push out of, I guess, in a way. The working class has to push out of. But it feels like that bad future is almost at our doorstep already. It almost feels like my story is kind of pointless now because it's already happened. But let's look at some more of these sketches. That was a bit heavy for me, I'm sorry. I slowly started to figure out what I wanted my theme of E-Kings to be, and like kind of what will wrap the story around. Like, if you're a JoJo's fan, because I love JoJo's, One Piece, Full Metal Alchemist, Attack on Titan, like those are stories I like, and I wanted my story E-Kings to be like that. So I guess it'd be grander in scale. You'd see a lot of different settings and people and characters and character designs. Like, you'd get enthralled with it. And so this is supposed to be like a character that, like, I guess he's like a baseball player. And it had to do something with bubbles, but I must have scrapped him. But I kind of wanted him to look like Smino. I love Smino's music, man. I don't know the guy, obviously, but his music is really good. This, I'm pretty sure I drew this in a YouTube video I have uploaded. Y'all might have already seen it. It's not a bad drawing, but next time that I try like a double page spread, I'm not going to do the face divided like this. Like, this seam gets in the way. But I love when I do drawings that span like both pages. It really adds to it. Like, on those drawings, I always do amazing. Oh yeah, here's this guy. Y'all probably already seen me draw this one as well. I should color this. I feel like if you just gave this like some really vibrant colors, this would go amazing. And now that I'm getting better at my anatomy practice, this whole thing would look a lot better now. Like the perspective for this monster would be fixed. This body would look, it'd be in a different, you know what I mean. Man, I stuttered too much. Come on. Next, I was trying to get acclimated with some of the characters I was portraying in my comic. You're probably going to hear about that a lot, so you might as well read it. But I had to get acclimated with how I'm drawing the characters, because like the way I draw them, like I finally understand what Eiichiro Oda meant when his One Piece art style, it's like that style isn't his art style, it's just the style he has for One Piece. Like it's a shorthand for what you really want to draw to get those pages out. Let's hope I didn't put my information up there. That's college information, bro. See, like I'm showing you a lot of math stuff. Nothing. This one I think I might have done for a video as well. And I hate to tell y'all this. I know you're not gonna want to hear it, but practicing does make your art better. I'm sorry, but you kind of have to force yourself to draw the stuff you don't want to draw to get good at drawing it. There's literally no other way. You have to sit down and do it. You have to make it fun. So I make weird stuff when I draw so that when I'm doing it, it doesn't feel like I'm forcing myself to do something I don't want to. You know what I mean? And I think this was like the beginning of my class where I was like, oh, let me lock in and let me be a for real student. No, I tried to draw him and draw where he was standing and stuff, but I was completely clocked out of class, bro. And this was character concepts for like, I wanted Eat Kings to be an expression of various different black people. Like I wanted to inject basically a bunch of my life, my childhood into a story that I feel like a lot of black people could love and relate to. And so I wanted characters that be bizarre. I wanted them to have names that would remind you of people you know in real life. So I have like Timbu, Mooney, Anna Franklin, Lele. Like I didn't want it to be a pulled back black story. But I really started like Timbu's design because like the idea of a man that looks like any average thug or gangster but having a power like ribbons is so beautiful, because his power, the way powers work in Eat Kings is they are born from the spirit, the inner self. And so for their inner self to be expressed through this way, that his power isn't inherently harmful, but how he uses it is harmful. He wasn't born with harm, but he feels like he has to almost come that way in a lot of situations. And some of these are like quick studies I've done where I'll be in like the library of my school and I'll just sit and draw. And like people will say that they like them, like they don't look bad, but it's like they weren't what I was trying to get. But now I finally get it. Like the 5-point perspective drawings, I didn't get it. But now I understand, because I was at work one day and I kind of noticed I was trying to look out of my peripheral without moving my eye, and I finally realized that the edges are curved. The edges of my vision are curved. But you wouldn't think that. Or maybe I was actually just tripping really bad. But you know, it helped me get it. Things further and farther from that horizon are just gonna stretch away. That explains why there's like those 2 points that, whatever. I'll do a video on it. I'll just make a 5-point perspective video. I love this one. But my niece ruined it. Like she actually trashed it. It hurt my feelings that she did this. Not my feelings for real, but I wish this page wasn't ruined because it looks really nice. I had to start letting her like get other things to draw on. But she doesn't enjoy drawing with me, so I never try to turn it down on her. This one, I feel like it could have gone a lot harder if I had a better plan, but I didn't. And I'm a little disappointed with it because it could, like, look at it. It could have been a lot better. It could have been impressive. And I think this one was going to be like a bunch of floating burgers. But I think I was trying to do it for Eat Kings, but it just came out flat when I did it in the actual comic. Cause like it's for me, you can literally look at my sketchbooks versus my digital art and tell that I do traditional a lot better. Like I'm a lot more comfortable, I'm a lot more acclimated with physical mediums. But I'm getting there. Now I'm learning fundamentals and forcing myself to learn properly. I'm catching up to myself. Oh, and here's like some anatomy sketches I was doing. Like I was trying to get the forms right, and I was wondering like, how come my gestures don't look as good as people's who do them? Like they'll see a pose and sketch it out good, but for me, it still looks so messy. Like you can tell it's 3-dimensional, you can tell it's their form. It is, but it's still not it. But I think once I get better at this anatomy stuff, it'll start to really pull together. Because what I do is I go to this site where like you have photos of people who submit like photos of themselves, almost nude basically, and like you have to draw their forms. And I do like, oh, I see it and I draw it for 10 seconds. So these are all like 10 seconds long. Not enough time to absorb an image and then capture it within 10 seconds. So that's why they look like that. This is more E-King storyboard stuff. Writings. Timbu, I really like this character. I might have to draw him more in these like next few chapters just cause I really like his character. And I'm really proud of how this drawing turned out. Because you've got the main characters. You got Trey, you got Jay, the main two. You got Manager Man and Cleo. Like I really like how I did Trey's hair because like it feels 3-dimensional here. Like I really added more lines toward the darker parts of his face. And there's Cleo on the back about to hit him on the head with her book, and they're arguing over. Oh, it is like post-adventure stuff. Yeah, you skip that. This one might have been a reference to Devil's Blues. There was a man in the South that apparently sold his soul to play guitar really well. Or maybe it was banjo. It's a story I'm not too familiar with, so if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. And be nice to me, man. Come on. I'm not know-it-all. This one was apparently my second quick study I did in my school. I sat at a different spot in the library, and then I just kind of drew like the cubbies in front of me. But the scale is clearly off, because like the cubbies are large, but then like my hands and stuff is small. So I should have curved this. I should have curved it. Because the ground looks weird. It's like, it's not a bad perspective, but it's like, it wasn't what I was going for. And then like in the little bottom corner right here, I got just a different POV of me like looking up. So this is this area up here that I drew right there. Get it? This is an angle I drew within my, I think this was my art appreciation class. Because there's a dude that sits in front of me. I think his name is like, I don't even remember. And there's like a hospital bed that like sits up front right here with a fake guy in it. I don't know why. This, I'm actually really proud of this. I'm really proud of this one because I was cooking with this. I love making religious artwork, but like making it monstrous. It just speaks to me in a way I can't articulate. And here's Manager Man fixing up some stuff. You got Balloon Man right here. Y'all are gonna get real familiar with him because like he was a character I was going crazy for when I first made him, and I think he still has some cool value to him. Like he's built in a way where he couldn't appeal to no one, you know. And then this was going to be like a cool alien eldritch being monster drawing, but I guess I just didn't think I had the artistic power to render it, so I gave up. I hung up my sword. I'm sorry, chat. Here's Manager Man serving up a customer, but I had to draw the burger like in front of his thumb because I didn't want it to look like he's thumbing people's burgers at the restaurant. Like, I'm not saying he wouldn't do that, but I didn't want to draw him doing that for this specifically. But it's kind of funny. And then this is supposed to be like a E-Kings thing. A moment from the story I wanted to depict. But, y'all will probably get it in the future. These are science notes I took. I just tried to draw like the inside of a virus. Wait a minute. Is that? I don't know what that is, man. I drew. That is a virus. Because you got the capsids and then the envelopes and the spikes and then RNA in the inside. Okay, yeah, it is a virus. I was drawing a virus. I know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I mean. I should have continued this because it could have been crazy. But this is when I was like, okay, let me at least try to get better at like form and stuff. So I'm like doing warm-ups. I'm doing little sketches and still taking notes at the same time. Nothing crazy. Oh, and then this is like the fruit series, I guess. I just sat down and went on Pinterest and drew a bunch of fruits. Did I even upload that video? I don't even think I did, but I think I recorded footage of this and did it. I drew these grapes on camera, by the way. And then this one was not my art appreciation class. This was my biology class. This is probably the bit of perspective I've done that did look good. I'm very proud of this because I didn't have to do a 5 point. I could just do a 1 point since like the perspective in it is already limited, since you're in a cube, you're in a room. Like it just made it so easier to depict. And then I did a bell pepper, pineapple, and pomegranate. I did not finish shading that. I left it unfinished, but it looks really good. And then here's a page I gave up on, like both of them. I was like, I can't touch them. But these, I think these might also be notes as well. Yeah, these are also art notes because I was taking modern art, and then this says shatter. I don't know what I was in there doing. Clearly, I was. And here's my Chipotle order: 1/2 beef, 1/2 chicken, extra white rice, 1/2 black beans, 1/2 pinto beans, cheese, queso, extra corn, light lettuce, sour cream, green salsa. Yes, I love that. I'm actually finna get that exact order today after I record this video. And here's a cool drawing of like a sea monster guy, just really going through it. Do y'all think he should continue to go through it, or do you think he's done suffering? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if he's done suffering. And here's Manager Man shooting dice because he loves to gamble. I did not forget that about him. He loves to gamble. Whether it's heads or tails, whether it's pie gal, whether it's slot machines, whether it's parlays, that man loves to gamble. I love that about him. Here's Trey and Jay. Eat Kings stuff. Remember, Eat Kings is supposed to be like a gag comic, but like it's also inspired by shonen comics, shonen manga. So I want fight scenes. I want black people with powers. I want bizarre stuff to happen. I think you'd love it. I love it already. Here's some more conceptual stuff for Eat Kings. It may come back. It may not. Don't count on it. Eat Kings notes. Like I'm telling y'all, it may not seem like I was doing a lot of work on the chapters, but it's so much behind the scenes that y'all will not see, especially the stuff just in my head. But here's a drawing of what I think may be the main villain of Eat Kings. Maybe not. We'll see how this story pieces together. But he's got like a little fish guy behind him. The head's massive. I like the perspective I did on it because it's really interesting to see it kind of get closer in a way. Like it almost invades your space. I love it. And then this was, I remember drawing this stuff. How far ago was this? Here's Jay at the bottom, like just on the ground. That's funny. I think this might have been also art appreciation notes. I cook in there when I'm not doing anything else. But this is kind of when I realized like my perspective skills are not good, so I had to lock in. And here's Trey, Jay, Manager Man, and Cleo. Like they're starting to piece up to become lovable scams, you know? Y'all are gonna like them. You already do like them. You love them. And then here's a drawing that I didn't like, but then I made it even better. Because this is another like, oh, potential Eat Kings moment. Like, oh, what if they did this? And so I'll just kind of draw scenes from what I would want to see my characters do. Like, the comic y'all are reading, it's just me playing around, and I'm glad that y'all are here to support it. I want weird stuff to happen in it. Like, come on now. But it's supposed to be like maybe an antebellum farm plantation. And this is like a windmill in the foreground. And then it's just surrounded by sheep. And then here's a character concept for a character in Eat Kings you'll see in the, what will be at the time of this video, the newest chapter, or the next chapter. 28th chapter? But it's a character named Mama Eve. She's based off of my great-grandmother. And like, she has like a golem that follows her around that she calls grandbaby. And he doesn't really say anything except yes ma'am. That's like literally his only, that's like all his vernacular is 2 words, yes ma'am. And I couldn't figure out her powers, but I already knew her character from the jump. I wanted her to be sassy, clever, very brutally honest and almost carefree, but not in an irresponsible manner, but in a way where it's like, you can't do anything to me. That kind of carefree, not in arrogance, but in a sort of very knowing. You'll see what I mean. But these are just more notes. This is Jay. Like, once I figured, because at first I could not figure out Jay's powers for the life. I know I wanted to have them, the two main characters have powers, and I didn't want them to have stereotypical black character powers. Lightning, fire. It's like I wanted them to have powers that were interesting. Like, when you thought of that power, you thought of them. Not 3 other black people, not some character that's white. You thought of these people. So I had to give them some unique powers. You'll see them when they're in action, and you'll like it. But this, I'm actually really proud of this, especially the work I did in the back. I took a chance on this, and it worked. I love this drawing. It's like a little virus that's like, it eats, you know, and it consumes and assimilates and eats. It's cool. I promise you it's cool, bro. I promise. And these are sketches I did for a YouTube video on 1-point perspective. I did say I was going to make a 2-point perspective video and a 3-point perspective video and all that. And I will. I do really want. I want to make a sketchbook tour first because I left y'all waiting so long. So I wanted to have like a little fun. I didn't want to do anything too studious this time. And this is actually a quick study of the car I have. It's a little old, but I'm really glad I got it now. Because it definitely makes this whole living thing a lot easier. A little more convenient. But I did it before I went in to class. So I kind of sat in my car. And at the time, I'm very sure I was listening to Homebody by Journey and Jordan Ward. You should listen to that artist. I really like Jordan Ward's music. But that's what I listened to at the time. And it's dated 10/9/24. October 9th, 2024. And this could have been cool, but I don't know how to draw ants or animals. I got a friend, his name is Ed. He goes to the same school as me, but technically on a different campus. But he's really good at drawing animals. I wish I could draw animals like him. Because if I could, my art would get a lot stranger. Like, y'all would see some stuff that a reference of would immediately evoke like a warlike flashback. Like, oh my god, Dante drew that like a year ago. Like, yeah, that's how I want it to be. I want like the signals in your brain to just dash across the synapses and just snap you into a different state. You're like, whoa, I know exactly what this is. I didn't even have to process it. I wanted this to be a piece that's like very claustrophobic, but it just didn't pan out the way I could because I didn't have it visualized all the way. I was thirsty. But like, I didn't know the pose for the larger man that'd be back here or the little guy down here. I just know I wanted little guy, big guy, all in the way, consuming the page. But I should have conceptualized it some more before I put it to paper. And these are actually some drawings I'm really proud of. I want to do this more often, where I just box in a random space in my sketchbook and just fill it with something. And it needs to be full. It needs to have a scene within it. So, because it's like sometimes if you just give me some borders to work within, I can build something amazing. I can flourish something crazy in it. I can cultivate something crazy in it. You know what I'm saying? But this is supposed to be a dream cartographer. I wanted this to be kind of like a subway. And then this was just a sad clown sitting on the floor of a bathroom. Yeah. Not bad work. I really want to get back into using a pen like this. It's right here, actually. I might use it for my drawing session after this if that's what y'all want to see. But that actually might... No. Here's some more. This was going to be a character concept drawing for some other comics I have in mind. I know I barely started E-Kings, and I have like 4 other stories I want to write as well. So stay in tune for that. I guess you're going to have to follow my journey for the next few years. You're stuck with me now, because you're going to see some greatness come out of me. It may take a minute, but great nonetheless. And here was another quick study I did. I sat upstairs at the college I go to, and there's like a little dining area, and I sat in one of the chairs and just drew. Usually, right after I'm done with like homework and stuff, I leave. I get off the computer, I go home. I don't talk to anyone. It's like I don't even want to be on this campus for a second. Let me go home. But you know, I wanted to at least sit and enjoy the moment for a little bit, so I did. But I forgot to date it, and that's a shame. And these are not my drawings. My friend did this. Zamira did these, and she did date him, which is good. I'm glad she dated these. Y'all should admire the work. And this was supposed to be like a character sketch for one of the other drawings I wanted to do. Like, let me tell y'all I don't want to just start putting my ideas out there, but there's different stories I wanted to do. It was going to be one called God Mask, one called Don't Talk About My Handwriting, Buffer, and what was the other one? Crybaby. I won't drop like what they're about yet until I have like at least a sketch and a page for it at least. But those are the names that I want to call them. Like 3 other projects after E-Kings. That's all the sketchbook, huh? Alright guys, I probably did say I was going to do a drawing session at the end of this, but to be honest, we're going to stop here. But I'll upload a drawing session. I didn't say I was going to do it, it just won't be a part of this video. But while I've got you here, please read my comic E-Kings on Webtoon. I want as many people to experience it as possible. And there's a lot I want to share with you. But you should also follow my Instagram and my TikTok. Well, you probably came from TikTok, to be honest. But if you didn't, follow me on there too. Light me up. I need y'all there. Golly. But you should join me on there. And then you'll have a great time. But anyway, I'm not going to hold you too long. You got to do your daily duty. And get in the ground.
Can't say how I'm feeling inside. I wanna be sealed, but got too much.
Hey, bruh. I also did tell y'all to like and subscribe, comment, and check out the description. The links in it, please.
But I tell you, I tried. I did everything else but cry. I done smoke all my weed, young nigga on fried. You can see all this shit in my eyes.